Hi Ramesh, hi Aarthie. Thank you so much for letting me come to this wonderful home of yours, and we had a great time looking around all of it. I wanted to ask you. Yesterday, I visited Chess Gurukul. Right now, you are working on Chola Chess, both of you quite passionately. First GM Norm tournament is also taking place. What is the main motivation or the common motivation for both of you to keep working in the chess world?
What I will take it first. Okay. Yeah. So when I came to chess, I remember before I came to chess, I was more interested in cricket, and my elder brother GB Prakash, he was already a good player,
Hmm.
and he had four GM norms, and his peak rating was maybe 2498, something like that,
I see.
and he could not touch 2500, and he had to quit chess after a few years and move to other pursuits. So when I came to chess after Anand became a grandmaster, um, initially I had made good progress, but then I got stuck after becoming an international master. I was not able to improve my game strength as much as I wanted to. And I had many doubts. I was not sure what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. And I was wishing someone would help me in this journey, but it was back then it was very hard. And when I was talking to other players, it was clear like everyone is in the same boat. Everyone is looking for some guidance, some corrections, but it was not forthcoming. And in 98, Aarthi's parents, they approached me and said like if I can be her trainer or a playing partner kind of, and we started working regularly from 98. And in 99 she won the world under 18 championship, which was huge for Indian women chess and also for Indian chess in general.
Absolutely.
And it was a big achievement. I was also very pleasantly surprised that we could do this kind of performance at the international level. And immediately after that, many players started approaching me to work with them as coaches, and that's when in India, like the concept of chess coach was slowly evolving, and yeah, and many of the players started showing good improvement, achieving titles, quickly followed, and it gave more and more confidence. And in 2008, I in 2003 we got married, and in 2008 I decided we both initially like it was. I was always feeling like I have to take this decision, and then in 2008 we decided that I will quit my playing career and also quit my job and start Chess Gurukul. So, if you see the name itself, Chess Gurukul, it's I did not. I wanted to take a traditional approach to learning because already I was reading in many places the kind of learning system India had before the Western model of school education. We started emulating. So I wanted it to be very natural process of learning, where there are no hard and fast rules, where we are learning from practical experience, learning from each other, that kind of thing. And also, I not only wanted the students to be good at chess, but also have a healthy character, uh, good life of chess as well. So that's how Chess Gurukul formed. And then at that time, I remember Aarti had to take care of the academy, the administrative work, the family, and so on. And she was also working with Indian Airlines. So she had to juggle between all the three, and it was very difficult.
I'm sure.
And she had to take a lot of burden off my shoulders, so I could focus on just being a chess coach. And but all those sacrifices paid off. Then we started Chola Chess with the help of sponsorship from Cholamandalam Finance. And this is something kind of a dream project for the both of us, because even when we were working with Chess Gurukul students, we could see that there are many children who are struggling financially to meet their ambitions. They want to become good players, and they have a lot of limitations because of the financial situation. And we started the Chess Gurukul Charitable Trust, and many good-hearted people, they contributed funding, and we used that fund to support some players. chess journey. And so when the Cholamandalam Foundation, the chairman and his wife, they asked us like, what would be your dream project? We said like we have to make teaching affordable. In a sense, if we can give it for free for the players, it will be amazing. They said let's do it, and that's how we started Chola Chess. Yeah, basically personally I feel chess coach, the natural thing should not be sold or bought like air water. I also feel knowledge is not something that should be sold or bought, but in the times we live in we have to adapt. So this is our way of kind of giving back to chess what chess has given us all these years.
Maybe Aarti ma'am, you share your side of the journey.
No, like maybe sometime in October 25 or something, I went with the Indian team to World Youth. And then I think we had very few medals, one medal, one bronze medal or something. So we felt very bad. And I was telling Ramesh, probably, there should be some kind of facility which trains children on a regular basis to, go and play at international level. We have children, we have lot of young talents, but I think somehow we're not getting medals. Probably they're not playing. Some don't opt to play.
Correct.
So I was just telling Ramesh, okay, probably we should do something. And then it was also Ramesh's vision. Once he gets retired, he wanted to do something like this, but on a small scale, whatever we can do, like train children and so on. So we were just discussing, and suddenly this all started, and rapidly from 2005 December or sometime we made
2004
the
December,
project.
24 December,
24
Good
December.
December. Exact date
Yeah.
also, Ramesh remembers.
23rd.
No, 2024 December 23rd or something, just before Christmas. We went to meet madam, and then it just started, and January 26th 2025 first camp started. So it was
Like just like that, you guys started.
very quickly and very fast. The first camp was funny. In fact, we didn't have a place, so we hired a hotel, and we had two groups back to back. One group was very silent, and one group was little noisy. So we had all these experiences. Now we are all sorted, so we know how to take it forward in a better way. We are learning anyway, day by day. It's learning.
And when you guys started this Chess Gurukul, one part which I did want to know about is there was no expectation at that time of financial returns. How were you guys managing your finances back then? Because I heard Ramesh say that Ramesh quit his job. You were also getting into this full time, like completely. At that time, was this not a scare for you guys? How will you manage this?
It was, but I was already, as I said, like I've been coaching since '98,
Yes.
working with Aarti, and I was also working with many other players. So I was making a reasonable living as a chess coach. But I remember, like many of my friends, I don't want to name them, they were very scared for me. Some of my very close friends said, like, Ramesh, have you really thought about this? Because you may have students paying you for the next 5 years, maybe 7, 8 years, and you have a family to take care of. What when you are like 45 or 50 or 60 years of age, you don't have anything to fall back on? What if you don't have any students at that time? Won't your whole life be a question mark? So what guarantees you have? So it was a bit scary. I remember my one of my boss, when I quit my job, he even asked me like sarcastically, like, are you going to beg on the streets after quitting Indian Oil job? So it was a bit scary, but I also had many students from the US, and I was taking online classes already back then, and that kind of gave me some cushion. Uh, yeah, but I was kind of quite confident with my earning capabilities as a trainer. I felt I could be a good coach, and eventually things will fall in place. But maybe Aarti remembers better because it's so long ago.
No, because at that time, I think generally the expectation was quite okay. So we know how much we wanted to make to run the family.
Yeah.
So other than that, Ramesh also has this vision that he needs to, no deserving child should go without proper training if they cannot afford. So he used to do a lot of free sessions within India as well. So we used to balance it. So morning he used to do online for US, which was the main bread and butter for us. And then he used to get up like 4 o'clock in the morning. He used to do 3-4 hours of online. So that's the major income we used to have. And I was working in Air India with a decent salary. Then evening, mostly it used to be like a touch and go at Chess Gurukul. We never made a big profit at that time and all, but it was very satisfying to, we had lots of young talents. We used to have almost 30, 20 to 30 kids who did extremely well. Now also they've been doing well. So, I mean, that work really gives you satisfaction. And over a period, we realized this is a good profession, and now you see it's just booming. So,
I mean, now as I was going, as I went to Chess Gurukul yesterday and shot a video, I was speaking with Ramesh and he was saying there's hardly any Indian GM who has not been in Chess Gurukul actually,
yeah.
if you think about it. Now it has of course become such a big thing. There are, you guys have different coaches as well
Correct,
who are
correct.
working in Chess Gurukul. What was the initial vision, and like did it become much bigger than what you expected it to be?
Initially, actually, it was funny. I went to one national B. Those days, we used to have national B and national A, the
Correct.
qualification event for
Yes.
Open. So it was in Goa or somewhere. And I was just looking at it. The first 30 boards were all Ramesh students at some point of time. Maybe not at present, but at some
Yeah.
point of time. So I just called Ramesh from there and I told him, see, first 30 boards. So it gives you a lot of satisfaction, like when the kids achieve. So also when I coach, when one student wins a district or a state, you feel like it's a big thing, even though I have won world championship myself.
Yes.
So it every win gives a lot of satisfaction. So I think that's the main part for me. And here at Chola, it is like we are catering to many kids, which we cannot give at all, right? So it's been quite um, satisfying at this point of time. So
I'm sure it has been. And regarding this project of yours, working with Chola Chess, which is right now, I think, catering to almost all kinds of chess audience in a way, because there are people who are not rated so highly. They are also working. And
Yeah.
there are top players like Adiban and SL
Yeah.
and Murali Karthikeyan. They are also attending these GM camps, these IM camps. How do you see this project evolving?
நீங்க சொல்றீங்களா
Yes, ma'am.
இன்னும் அழிஞ்சிருக்கு so so it's like we first wanted to train children, but then eventually Ramesh wanted to take up training grandmasters also. Break பண்ணுமா?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, maybe we can edit this part.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
So Ramesh wanted to train grandmasters also. So I was little skeptical because handling children is my forte, so
Yes.
I could easily do it. But IMs and GMs, I don't know. I mean, how they will react and what is their expectations. So we thought first we'll start with GMs, and now we had a good response. And slowly the group started building. So initially we used to have 6 8, around 6 to 8 in all the camps. Now it's like 14, 16 and more. So it's been very good. The group has been going good, and they're also happy training here and so on. So I think but still the most challenging is training the younger kids, the lowest lowest group. So that's the most challenging part because they're very young. To get their attention, to train them, it's still a challenge. But yeah, we are learning.
And also, like at Chola, we want to, having worked with players of different levels, different age groups, I can see like everyone has their needs. Even players who have crossed 2700, 2750, and so on, they also have their needs. They also go through rough moments, and they need guidance. So that's why, like, we got this place where we have multiple classrooms where multiple classes can take happen simultaneously, and we are also hiring the good coaches from pan India. Whoever is available and willing, we are bringing them here. And also next month we are planning to bring Mr. Boris Gelfand
Wow.
for the GM group, and there is already a huge demand.
Yeah.
So when
we
I
have closed the
Yeah, so
registration.
when I posted in the group, for each group we have a WhatsApp group, and when I posted like
Immediately.
in March, like which coach you would like to bring, and I suggested few names, and everyone said like Boris Gelfand. And once that was clear, like I reached out to him, I've been in touch with Boris uh, in the last few years, and so he was very friendly and receptive to this idea, and he's also very very excited. And he immediately agreed when finalized on the dates, because there's some back and forth we need to go, because we have to find on which dates the grandmasters will be available. Most of them will be available, and when Boris will also be available. And luckily, we found the dates when most of the grandmasters are free. And some of the GMs, like, they were planning to play in some tournaments, but they said, like, we will cancel it.
Okay,
And,
tournament to be
yeah,
gone.
yeah. We can always find another good tournament, but working with Boris will be a great experience. So it's like very heartening to act like a bridge between good trainers and the players. There is a demand and supply, and we are able to connect them both through this platform. And all thanks to the sponsors. Like, they generally don't ask any questions. They never ask me, Ramesh, should we do this? Uh, so they will just ask me like what we should do, and then I give my ideas, and they readily agree. And then all the discussion is about how to do it, the nitty gritties. And we have every week a meeting. Every Friday we have a meeting, and Aarti is almost there in all the meetings. And I'll be traveling many times. I am not able to attend, but we always have these meetings, and we go through every minute detail, what can be done better, and so on, how to make this more player friendly and meet their demands. And a few months ago they asked, like, what more we can do for Indian chess, and I suggested that we need to have quality tournaments in India, and but that will be quite expensive as well. And these tournaments, usually, like, the tournament organizers, they are organizing tournaments with great effort and sacrifice, and they are bringing in the sponsors, the money, and organizing these tournaments well. So they would naturally expect to make a profit at the end of it.
Surely.
So everyone, it's a win-win for all. But in our case, like, since we are not into making profit, we felt like we could really scale up and provide the nicest conditions without compromise on quality. And they immediately agreed. So we have our first GM tournament going on, and we are hoping to have more such tournaments this year, and next year probably will be scaling up even more.
It seems to me that the Chola group, Chola Mandalam Finance in itself, they are very involved sponsors in the sense that they want to know how to help. As you mentioned, the regular meetings as well. They really care. It's not some throwaway thing where they give
Yes.
some money,
Yeah.
they're like, do whatever you want, but rather they're very involved in the growth
Yes.
of Indian chess. How did the connection happen? Did you guys meet them? They meet you? How was it?
No, I think if I'm not mistaken, the first time I met them both was in a public event.
By both you mean Velayan and Kanika?
Yeah,
Kanika.
Mrs.
Yes.
Kanika ma'am. I met them both in a public event, maybe 4 years ago, 3, 4 years ago. And then I had to give a speech. They also gave a speech. And that's it. I did not know them personally. And then a couple of years ago, uh, myself, Prag, Vaishali, and a few other players, we went to Isha Center at Coimbatore for a meditation camp. I felt it's good to uh, learn this from competent people. So we went there, and it was Kanika ma'am who arranged the whole thing, and she was there, and I did not realize it, like, it was them there who is doing all the service. And Mr. Velayan is a very regular meditator himself, and I was super impressed by that. And that's how we met the second time. And again, we lost touch after that. And subsequently, they invited us to their family in 2025 4, and then the whole thing started. So they said, like, we were seeing like chess is growing well in India, but is there in any way we can contribute for this growth to accelerate? And that's how the whole thing started.
It it has been an amazing journey, I'm sure, and so many things happening. Of course, the GM norm tournament, especially, which is going on right now, and this is just the first. As I've heard from them as well, that they're planning to do more such events in this year, in the future as well. As both of you have worked with so many Indian students, young players, slightly older ones, when the player reaches a certain level, the hunger for GM IM norms, of course, becomes very evident. Even though it is always said that you should like become the best version, not look for norms, but at some point that does come to mind. How do you think how important it is to have such an event in India, and what are the hardships players generally have faced when they have to travel abroad? If you can share.
Yeah, so in my times, I remember there was only one GM NOM tournament, that was the Butik International at Kolkata.
In Kolkata, yes.
Soman Majumdar that actually he used to organize the events.
Yeah, rest in
And,
peace to
yeah.
him. Yes, it
Oh,
was
we all
terrible.
miss him.
Yes.
I mean, he was a tremendous host. I remember him. Like every year we used to go there. Like February 6 to 16, it's like
Booked already.
everyone's calendar is booked.
Yes.
And I remember my elder brother, he made all his 3 international master norms at Goodrick.
Ah,
Every year he used to make one IM norm. And the next 4 years he made 4 GM norms.
Oh, wow.
All at Goodrick. So 7 norms in 7 years. And that's where I met all the good players in India. And it was like a family, one big family of chess friends. Back then there was a shortage of everything, and now we are getting more and more opportunities. More so in India, we already have a healthy training ecosystem.
Correct.
So many of the grandmasters earlier they were getting job opportunities in oil companies or banks, railways, and so on. But now that tap is kind of getting closed.
So many GMs now.
Yeah, now there are just too many
Yeah,
GMs
too
already.
many
We already
GMs.
have like 92 GMs,
Yes.
and every month we are getting new GMs. So we have to find alternative ways to make a living as a professional chess player. And not all can be successful as a player and make a living, that too over decades. So there has to be alternative avenues, and with the technology, streaming, becoming social influencers, or you can become a chessable author, or you can write books, you can become an organizer, and the traditional path is you can become a trainer.
Correct.
And I remember, like as I said, my friends they were saying like, can you actually make a living out of chess as a coach? And now no one asks that question anymore. It's kind of accepted that you can make a good living as a trainer.
Correct.
And that's a healthy change. And I can see like not only like earlier the grandmasters were still playing and training. Whenever they wanted some extra income, they took up training, but they were mostly focusing in their playing career. But now I see many young GMs, once they become a GM, they are not playing as much as anymore, kind of already retired in the early 20s and becoming trainers. So these young trainers, they will gain a lot of experience. I remember back then I was only 22
Yes.
when I became a trainer, and over a period of time I learned a lot myself. So I'm sure in few years, all these young trainers they'll be very experienced, and they are already producing many good players in different parts of the country. So we have a healthy training ecosystem in India, and this is probably the best in the world in my view. No country has so many good trainers like India has, and we also have sufficient talent pool. So many young children, and we just have overflowing talent.
Correct.
So, and the main thing with the Indian kids is they are very dedicated, they are very committed, not just the kids, also the parents. They take great pains to accompany the children, handling all the logistics. It's a lot of sacrifice. And when I travel to Europe or US, I don't see this kind of commitment from many. There are few who are doing this, but not at this scale. And our kids are extremely hardworking. And this is again very unique to us, I would say. This is one of our big advantages, not just the numbers, but also their work ethics. It's
The hunger,
phenomenal.
basically.
Yeah. And that self confidence. Like when we were young, we were not so confident that we could become great players. But this young generation, even a 7-year-old child says, I want to become a world champion. They don't have any inhibitions. So, having said that, we have talent pool and training. The next big gap is competitions. You also need access to quality tournaments where you can play with other good players, learn from them, and grow in your career. And at some point, as you mentioned, initially it will start with under 8, under 10, Asian title, national title, world youth title, and so on. But then they have to graduate to making IM norms, GM norms, and then 2600, 2700, and so on. So in this journey, having access to quality tournaments is very important, and that is lacking in India a lot. So this is the huge missing piece in Indian chess, I would say, quality tournaments. And we are hosting some mega events once in few years, but that caters to only a very small chess population.
Like just the top.
Just the elite players. It's not going to impact the young level, the middle level, and so on. So we need quality tournaments across all levels, not just for the top players. So even the national championships, age category championships, it has to be organized in a very holistic manner where the children feel comfortable in a healthy playing environment, and the location should be easily accessible and so on. And similarly, we need probably we are 15-20 years late in having our own chess league and the national championships. I asked a few officials in the Indian Federation a few months ago, do you even know who the Indian national champion is? And surprisingly, but probably not surprisingly, they did not know who the Indian national champion was, because it has been diluted to the extent that the top players are kind of boycotting Indian national championship. And most of the open tournaments, if you see, we are not having the top players playing. So there is a lot of things not so well in terms of organizational skills. So it is very important we build a good organization ecosystem, and I'm happy to see like the MGD1 group. They're organizing the Chennai Challengers and Chennai Masters in a very very professional way. The foreign players are coming to India, so we need to change this pattern where we are going to other countries to make norms. We should turn the tables. Initially, we should meet the requirements of our own players to make norms by organizing norm tournaments within India, and we should also facilitate the others coming to India to make their norms. So this role reversal has to happen, and yeah, I hope we are taking a baby step in that direction.
No, also, we were pleasantly surprised when many Europeans were very curious what's happening in Chola. So, Chola Chess, they want to come and see the facility, what is happening. So, now we have many players from Europe who would like to come and see what is happening, how the Indians are training.
No, even here I spoke with Nuris, and
Yeah.
he was like, okay, maybe I should come and train here for a month and maybe attend few camps. So I am sure many of the players would concur to such a statement. So they're already curious about the
About
ecosystem.
what's happening, what is the ecosystem, how you learn, and things like that. So we already have many players, probably 2-3 countries. They have visited here. They've looked at the Chola facility. They're all very awestruck because nobody can see so much talent in one place.
Correct.
So also, if you look at the Grandmaster camp when it's going on, it's like in a small room, we have like 14, 15 Grandmasters of very high level, and it's very rare to see anywhere in the world in this kind of facility.
Yes.
So yeah, so I think now it's becoming like a hub where even European wants to come and see what's happening and train here for a bit, and then just to experience the Indian way of training.
They are doing that while the training is going on. Also, the norm tournament is going on. Generally, one thing which I have heard, uh, what happens in these GM tournaments or open tournaments which are held generally in India, like Bangalore Open, Chennai Open, Athens of the East, and so on and so forth, 4 or 5 events. There sometimes it happens that the rating average becomes so low that even
Yeah.
the champion cannot make a norm,
Yes.
as it so happens. How was that part for you? So you guys were very clear that we need to have a very high rating average from the start, yes?
Yes. Yeah. So the main reason, if you see, like I took some statistics sometime back. So India has 92 grandmasters, and if you take the last 30 or 32 grandmasters, barring Divya Deshmukh, she got the title in one tournament.
Correct.
Barring her, let's say the other 31 grandmasters, the last 31 from India. So into 93 norms, GM norms. Out of this 93 norms, 83 norms were made outside of India.
Oh, man.
Only 10 norms happened within India. And that too probably by players who could not afford to travel abroad. So you can see, like, if someone in India has a good potential, should become a grandmaster, it is kind of becoming obligatory that they should not play in India.
Yes.
And travel abroad spending a lot of money, and that is the only path available to become a grandmaster. This is a sad state of affairs when we have such abundant talent pool and training pool. So this is, as I said, is the biggest missing piece. Once we fit this piece, I think Indian chess will probably grow 5 times than it is growing now. So we probably have reached maybe 20% of our potential. So there's such tremendous scope for growth. And most of the players, like when they are young, they are improving and they don't have access to good tournaments. They kind of fade away over a period of time. By
Or
16 to 18, they will just quit playing chess, go to academics. So the one big challenge is like the organizers currently they have to make a profit, otherwise that there won't be enough carrot for them to organize tournaments. And so what happens is like typically in Europe the tournaments are having a rating cutoff like 2200, let's
correct.
say.
Yes.
So even the lowest rated opponent will be about 2200, and if they are going to let someone lower rated, it will be maybe in single digit. But in India, we charge some donor fee from lower rated players, and the lower rated players they want an opportunity to play with the title holders.
For them, it is
And
good.
yeah, for them
Yeah.
it
Yeah, it is
is very
good.
good, and they are willing to pay maybe 15,000, 20,000 rupees as entry fee. And this is a very good news for the organizers. So most of the Indian tournaments we kind of let it open for all, and the uh, compromise we are making is the good grandmasters in India, they are hardly playing in India anymore. This has been the case from the time of Vishwanathan Anand. We have hardly seen Anand play in India. And the same, we are hardly seeing Prag, Gukesh, Arjun, Arvind, Vidit, all these guys, Nihal, and so many others playing in India. It happens maybe in Tata Steel Calcutta or maybe Intra Petroleum in a closed
Or
environment and so
Chennai
on.
Masters.
Chennai
Maybe like
Masters,
one
yeah.
or two tournaments in a
Yes.
year, and that too like very few players. So we are not seeing like the US Championship. They have Hikaru, Caruana, Aronian, Wesley So, Sam Shankland. Everyone they place in the national championship. National championship should be a prestigious event. We should be celebrating our national champions, but unfortunately, most of us don't even know who the national champion is because we have diluted. So I think that time has come where some organizers take the bull by the horns and have some open tournaments with strict rating cutoff 2200 or 2300, and this will enable all the 2200 above players to get their IM norms and GM norms very quickly in India, within India. So we need more private sponsors. So ideally, we should have 6 such open tournaments with a rating cutoff of 2200 every year, at least. Even 6 is not enough, but this will drastically change the number of norms being made within our country. That's the need of the hour, I would say.
That's indeed the need of the hour, and it's great to see you talk so spiritedly about this because you actively identify the issue, the problem which is there. In coaching, of course, you guys has contributed a lot, and I'm sure that will continue. But as an organizer, for both of you, this was your first event. Will you guys continue in this vein, and will this be another of the problems, the grand problems which you guys want to solve yourselves?
No, we are not trying to solve problems. We are not that capable. So we are just like a squirrel in that Ram Setu kind of. Like we are trying to at least initiate a process because I have spoken with, I remember even in 2012 Chess Olympiad, Turkey, when we were at the airport, like the connection was maybe 12 hours or something in between the flights, and we just have to all the Indian team great players, they just had to sit at the airport doing nothing. And because the I mean, no one took care of the Indian team. And so when I asked them, like, what would it take for you to play in India? Since then, like everyone says, like, one, the Indian players need respect. They should be treated well. So when we travel to Europe, we are taken good care. The players are taken good care. So we need to celebrate our players, treat them well. That is one, and then give them good conditions. I have seen like in many national championships, there have been some boycotts and so on because the facilities provided were not very good. So we have to celebrate our players. We have to provide them good facilities and have quality tournaments. We have capabilities. We have people who can organize events, but we just have to. Someone has to start the process. I think MGD1 did it by starting the Chennai Masters initially, and then they added Chennai Challengers.
Now they have
And
Quantbox as a sponsor as well.
yeah, so they got Quantibox as sponsors. We need a few more big sponsors, really big sponsors, and who will shoulder the financial part. Then that will free the organizers to dream big. and host quality tournaments. We have to become a top quality organizing destination.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, guys, for your time and sharing this wonderful vision of yours, which you both guys want to do. You want to make India again. The main goal, I think, is the same: is just to make India more powerful in chess, bigger and better, as they say. And since both of you are working together on this for such a long time in different fashions, first as coach, now as organizers, I'm sure there are many other roles. I would like to end the interview on a bit of a lighter vein, and I would like to ask both of you, how did this journey of yours start together? Yes, maybe that is a good note to end on. Maybe Aarthi madam can start, and then you.
Yeah.
So, in fact, the first time both of us met was over the board, and he was already national sub junior champion or something like this.
Okay.
So I was just starting. I was a novice, and I bet him. I won that game,
Oh.
and then it was a news in paper. Like we still have that paper cutting. So, and then also he withdrew from the tournament. So
Oh no.
that's how we met. And
It will
eventually,
become a public knowledge.
yeah. Yeah, but eventually, then because those days we all used to travel as a team. Like
Yes.
Tamil Nadu plays in some national, then the Tamil Nadu team used to go together. So we used to go together, and even for world championships and all world youth. So there used to be only one player from each category. So we used to travel together. All the group will go. There'll be one coach and one manager. So we all used to be there together. And somewhere around 98, yeah, I think 98, my mother was looking for a trainer for me. So then she approached Ramesh and asked if he could help me with some preparation and all. So we were pleasantly surprised he agreed. and then my growth as a player was drastic. So from 98 to 99 was like I was in those days. I think rating list was once in 6 months. So every rating list I used to jump 200 points.
Oh my God.
So that's the maximum you could do, and then I'll have some points at backlog, so which will be added to the next list.
Next.
So I grew like 400 points, something like this. So I started with 2000 something, and then it's like around 2358 was my highest, which came very short, like in 2-3 years. So then that's how it started, and then eventually I think we got married in 2003 after I completed my grandmaster title. But he still had one norm to make. So luckily, just after we got married, he made his norm. So we were okay. So at that time, I thought after marriage, I thought I should take a backseat and probably allow him to play because he supported me throughout the career. So that's when he started playing aggressively, and he won Pashtavnath, I think 3 tournaments together that year. So that was a very good year for him. And then eventually he won Commonwealth also. So then in between he was playing 3-4 years after marriage, and around 2008 once he won the Commonwealth, and that time he wanted to take a decision and probably come back to coaching. So that's how it started.
And Ramesh, for you, was marriage of course, it's a big change in one's life. How did it impact your chess in a way? Because we have seen sometimes that big decisions like marriage may be sometimes beneficial for a player, maybe sometimes detrimental for them. For you, of course, it was greatly beneficial. How did it change you?
No, like as Aarti mentioned, I met her probably when she was 10 years old in a tournament. I had just then won a tournament in Sangli, Maharashtra.
Yes, there used
under
to be
16.
big chess festival.
Yeah, chess festival. And I won under 16, and I felt like I'm the best player in the world, full of ego. And I came to Chennai, and immediately we had a weekend tournament. Back then, we used to have weekend tournaments, and I thought like it's a big tournament, I will win easily.
Okay.
And my first round opponent was some young girl, and I sacrificed some piece, I think, and then I just lost comfortably. And I felt so ashamed losing to a young 10-year-old girl, and I withdrew from the tournament in shame. And then in the next weekend, we played again, I think. Yeah, so that's how we first met. Like the first time I lost to her. And then we used to meet in different tournaments and so on. And then I started training her, and slowly things led to the next stage, and we got married in 2003. And the marriage kind of mellowed me down. in a positive way, because I was very aggressive, restless, impatient kind of guy, and she is very calm, mature, and she will think very much before taking decisions. I'm very impulsive and so on. So I could learn a lot from her. Also, financially, I'm a spendthrift. I'll just spend. I won't care much for the money and so on. But she is very careful about spending and so on. So I learned a lot. She is a very positive influence. And also, when I decided to initially, like I was. Stuck before the wedding. I was not becoming a GM, but immediately, as she said, after the wedding, I completed my third norm, became a grandmaster. That was a huge burden off the shoulders. And then when I decided to become a full-time coach, I told her like I want to just quit my job either tomorrow or today, just one day before or on the same day. And she was okay, fine. And then I said because we had discussed this off and on, like she know like this decision is coming, so it was not
Like
totally
out of the blue.
surprise.
Yeah.
So she was also kind of mentally ready. And one thing she said is like she was earning not much compared to what I was earning in Indian Oil. And she said like with my salary we will live, and even if you don't make any money as a coach, you still do coaching because that's what makes you happy. And I'm sure things will turn out well. So she gave that confidence. She was not very materialistic, and she said like we will live within our means. So that was tremendously therapeutic for me. So I could completely worry about the money part and focus on the chess coaching. I am not sure how many people would be willing to take that kind of. Already we had our daughter also by then, so it was a big decision, but it turned out very well. And even now, like even the tournament organization, the Chola Chess and all, I am involved only mostly in the training part. I look at my Google Calendar, go and take my classes, and she handles everything, even the tournament organization, every minute detail. She attends the meeting, and she's taking the admin part. Also, she running the Chess Gurukul and Chess Gurukul Charitable Trust, and all of this involve lot of paperwork, communication, decision making, hundreds of emails, WhatsApps, phone calls, and not all of them pleasant. And she has to put out lot of fires on a daily basis. And because I have someone I trust who will take care of all that, I'm able to focus on one thing I know, that is just coaching, and able to focus on doing it well. I mean, otherwise, if I have to be involved in all others, I wouldn't be half of what I am. So I won't be here without her help.
Thank you so much, guys, for sharing all this, for this beautiful interview in general. Thank you for showing around your home and just getting to know your perspective on various things in the chess world, your relationship as well. It was very nice spending time with you. Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure as well. Thank you.